All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining this session, the second meeting of Now Gurukul. And it's a weekend here in India, right? Sunday, right? And for people who are in different time zones, it must be morning or a late night. So, first of all, thank you so much that you have joined for this course. Now, few of you were there in the Now Gurukul Meet 1, okay? And you got to know like what is Now Gurukul and what are we trying to do here. Just for the people who were not there in the first meeting, first of all, I would like to share the first meeting link with you in the chat window. You can save that and you can go through it once you have some time. But before we start in our next today's meet session, I would just like to set the context. So basically, few months back, we did something like ServiceNow JavaScripting challenge, where we did some code on the daily basis with a disciplined approach. And we saw that, the community wished to learn in a disciplined manner. Okay, there were people who wanted to do that. And somehow we went on the break then, right? But then now we are coming back with a second and an enhanced version of it, which is My Gurukul. Now Gurukul is not something, where a teacher will be coming and teaching you. It is a peer learning program, or maybe a thought you can say, where we are trying to achieve something. We're trying to achieve excellence by learning something on the regular basis. Okay. So by something in a disciplined manner. So what we're going to do in that, from this week onwards, you will be getting some targets to complete. Okay, maybe weekly targets. Maybe you need to do this in per week, and that's how you learn with a disciplined approach. Then we are going to having this now meetups, maybe weekly, to start with, and where we are coming together. We are discussing the things. We're bringing the things on the table which excites us. We are going to have the expert session series as well. So for now, today we have Anubhav in the house today. I will just introduce him soon. Then we're going to have a brainstorming session, job opportunities. If you feel free to share, if you have opportunities at your organization, feel free to grab the opportunities if somebody is offering you that. And mentor-mentee program is very important thing. Many of us want to, achieve excellence in this service now in our life, but we don't feel the value of mentor, right? So like our parents grows up in service now industry also, you need someone who can, hold your hand and can you take it to a height. So we are going to have this going forward. Sarthak, feel free to meet the people if somebody is on okay. And then many more things. We are going to have real-time scenarios and of course study material shared and lots of stuff. Okay. So I will not go into detail of this. I've shared the YouTube link on the chat window. Go through that, and you will be having a lot of context. So before we start with what we are going to do today, I would like to showcase you something first before I go. Just give me a second. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome Sarthak Srivastav on board, who is an associate software engineer at New Rocket and who has shown interest to volunteer for this initiative. And and the last line says, we are not here to earn, we are here to make a difference. And I make sure, Sarthak, we'll be onboarding more people soon, and we're going to make difference in the life of the community. Congratulations, Sarthak, and first of all, thank you so much for getting some of your time on the weekly basis to help the community. Okay, so I can talk on Sarthak for hours, will not for sure. Thank you so much, Sarthak, for that. So, guys, what we did in the week 1, okay. So, as we discussed in the Now Gurukul Meetup 1, that we wanted to set the basics right. Okay. So, what we have done, if you haven't gone that, or if you're going through that, I will just have a quick poll on that. So, give me a second. So, how many of you, seen this post in the group or in the LinkedIn profile, and how many of you tried to achieve these 6 courses in past 1 week? Or I am 110% sure, it would have been difficult to complete everything. The only thing I want to know is how many of you have tried or have started learning that, because that's the whole motive of it. So if you can do a quick hand raise, that would be good. That would give us some idea on that. I can see many hands going on. Fatima, Damayanti, Zameen, Sarthak. I will raise my hand too on that. Harish, Karam, Lokesh. Okay, so there are many people, who have started doing that. There is Diksha out there, right? So, guys, the point is that, nobody is going to monitor you. It's not a paid class for sure, right? It's not your university exam. It is something that we are coming as a group. We are bringing a disciplined approach on the table. Now it's up to you. You want to grab that or not. right? I want to grab that for sure. Okay, Sarthik wants to grab that, Anubhav wants to grab that. There are many people out there who wants to grab that. Okay, so it's all up to you. They're going to take, and obviously there are going to be many challenges in that. There will be need of doing the process right, continuous improvement that we are going to do for sure with the time. Okay, so I will not take much more time right now. Okay, because we have the expert in the house today for some interesting discussions for sure. So, but before that, I would like to just tell one thing, that if you haven't started on week one goals, start from today. If you don't have hours to spend on a daily basis, start from 15 minutes, and that's how it will become a habit. Okay, it is very it is going to be an uncomfortable zone. In our school, in our colleges, we used to study for hours, but when you're corporate, we are not used of it, right? So, and it will take some time for you, but that's how you are going to learn, and that's how you are going to grow. Okay, so, and how we can do that, that's we're going to discuss for sure. From the next week onwards, from the week 2, we are going to give you, or kind of a 50 some challenges, that maybe a code challenges or some configuration challenges. It's going to be hands-on, basically, right? Hands-on weekly goals that we are going to achieve from this week onwards. So if you don't learn week 1, especially for the freshers, who are starting this journey from the scratch, or the early mid people, you are going to struggle a bit in the later phase. Though we are going to make sure that we are doing very basic things in the start, not putting complex things out there, because the objective is not to put the fancy things out there. The objective is to learn from the basic, learn, the community can learn and grow, basically, right? So that was the week 1 context. That was the week 1 study that we have done till now. Now let me introduce you guys the expert speaker for today, Anubhav Ritolia. So he has 7.5 years of experience in IT industry, and expertise in many modules. If you can see on the screen, ITSM, PPM, HSD, virtual agent, service portal, and I am for sure much more than that. He's active contributor to the ServiceNow community, and also awarded the Community Rising Star 2023 award. He worked with the Globant right now from the past 2.3 years. And the best thing about Anubhav is that he is spending a lot of time in helping the community. I don't know him personally. We met from LinkedIn. An interesting fact about Anubhav I would like to share, that you can see in the last point as well, that he is the organizer of ServiceNow Pune Dev Meetup for more than 2 years. Those who don't know what is Dev Meetup, of course, Anubhav is going to talk about that as well. So I was in Pune 2-3 weeks back, okay, and I saw that Pune meetup is happening, and then I reached out to Anubhav that if you can accommodate out me there, and I attended Pune Dev meetup. That was my first meetup, okay, of ServiceNow in person that I have attended, and it was great. I would say learning experience. Anubhav was so he gave a very good hospitality out there, made me very comfortable. So Anubhav brought something on the table in that meetup for the audience out there. Okay, there were 40, 50, 60 people out there, but I wanted that we need to bring this knowledge of Anubhav, or experience of Anubhav, to the more and more audience, and that's how I requested Anubhav to come on board and share his insights. So ladies and gentlemen, today Anubhav is going to tell us the right things to do before your first job. Of course, there are plenty of things that you need to do before your first job, or the initial phases of your first job. Anubhav is going to talk about a little today, and of course, then more going forward. So, Anubhav, over to you, my friend. From here, you can take it forward.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kagan, for introduction. I hope everyone is able to hear me, right?
Yes, Anubhav, you are.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you.
Okay. Let me start with sharing the screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Anubhav.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second. Let me. Yes, so as Gagan has already introduced about me, so just additional part I wanted to add that I'm also a part of interview panel in my current and previous organization. The purpose to include it to make you understand that I can understand not just as a candidate, but also as a point of view of a interview panel or person who is sitting, taking your interview, what things they are looking for, or what are the challenges they may face, or what are the criteria they have to rely on to accept or reject the sorry, to select or reject the candidate. Okay. And as he mentioned, like I have also been guiding lots of job seekers, freshers, experience also through different mediums, WhatsApp groups. Earlier I had Facebook pages, now through LinkedIn, TopMate also. And as a hobby, just when I get a free time, I used to do some painting, traveling, movies, or I'm having a good interest in financial analysis. So I also do that in free time. Second. Yes, just a small disclaimer before starting that this is totally based on my experience and it is for the personal interest, everyone's interest. So there is no harm, or it's not like a accuracy. Everyone may have a different experience, different point of view. It's just based on my experience and my point of view. Okay, so today's agenda will be what are the different types of job calls. So many people who are first time switching or who are looking for job first time, they may not be aware of what are the types of job calls. They just get a job call and without knowing what type of job call it has, what is the benefits of it, they just go for it. So today I'll explain how it is different, what are the different job calls, some tips to prepare resume. Everyone know that it is a very important part of for any job seeker, that resume should be proper. So today I'll give you some tips to prepare a more professional resume, so at least your resume is not rejected. Some interview preparation and tips. So if you are going for interview, what you can prepare, what are the some tips you should be following, how to apply for jobs. So many people are not aware. If you may have been active in LinkedIn, you may have seen lots of people posting nowadays that I've applied for 200 jobs and I didn't get even a single job call. So this is what we have to understand, that how we have to apply for the job. So just randomly applying for the job will not get your job call. We have to be more accurate, or you can say more filtered way we have to apply. Then salary expectation and negotiation. Many times because I have also personally faced this issue that we are not aware how much we can expect, how much we can negotiate, is the salary negotiable or not. So those things I will cover. Then some additional tips I will additionally, which can help you while applying for job or going for job interviews. And then we can have some questions, suggestions, or any discussion. So starting with types of job calls. So as I am aware, there are generally 4 types of job calls. So one is C2H, which is nothing but a contract to hire. So generally companies or consultancy firms, they hire you for a limited duration, maybe for 6 months or 12 months, and it may extend in future, but the contract starts with minimum duration. So this is nothing but a temporary job. So if your contract is over, you will not be continuing unless your contract is extended. And your pay, generally in this situation, your payroll company who has hired you as a contractor will be someone else, and the working location or the actual company where you are working may be something else, like some consultancy may be your payroll and some MNC may be your actual working location company. Then there is a next version of third contract where it's like a third party payroll. So this is also like a contract where it's just that difference is that this is a permanent job. So your payroll company will be someone else, some consultancy or some other firm, but your actual company where you will be working, the work location company, may be someone else. So they will be their client. So there also you will be working as a consultant only. Okay. uh, Contractor as a client. So that is third party payroll. Then comes HR recruitment firm. So many times you may be getting a call where they may be saying that I'm hiring for that company only and it is a permanent role, but the person who is calling may not be the recruiter of the company. He may be a recruiter of some firm. So many companies have their vendors as a firm, so they hire on behalf of those companies. So if you have applied or if you have seen this thing, you must have seen that many times your interviews are scheduled or all the communications are done through a different person who is not working in that company. So that is nothing but a HR recruitment firm where you will be your payroll and work location company would be same, and you will be working as a permanent. Only the hiring process will be done by some recruitment firm. And there will be no hidden charges. You don't have to pay them, but the company would be paying those firms because they are the vendors. So they may be paying some percent of your salary, maybe 8%, 10%, according to whatever is the contract. So it may depend, like additionally they may be giving, or the budget they have, out of the budget only they may be giving 10% to farm and rest to you. And last is what is a direct company recruiter. So when some company directly calls you, he or she is the recruiter of that company only. So here your payroll company work location will be same. It will be a permanent uh, employee. You will be permanent employee. There is no involvement of any third party recruitment firm and all. And also when you go through a referral, someone employee referring you in that company, so that also comes under direct company recruitment. So when a person, like if I'm referring you in my company and the recruiter is calling you through the referral, that is also direct company recruiter. Okay, so going to next part. So tips to prepare resume. So many times as I'm guiding many juniors or freshers come and tell me, sir, why companies don't give me chance, why they reject without taking my interview, they are rejecting my resume. So you need to understand that resume shortlisting is your first round of interview. You can consider it as your 0th round of interview. So if you're not able to present the reason people are looking for resumes, like, you know yourself better, you are 20 years 30 years person. So if you are not able to document your things only properly in one document, then how will you document your development, your processes, everything? So documentation is very important part of any work you are doing, whether it is ServiceNow, Java, or wherever, whether you are developer, tester, be everything. So resume is very important. So it helps to understand that how well you can present yourself or your work. So just some tips I would say, that always try to keep the resume consistent. No need to make it graphically uh, too appealing, or you don't have to make so many colors and all. So just try to follow simple font size style. So use throughout your resume, use same font size, same font style, headline and color. Yes, font size and style may differ for the headlines and all, but for the content, try to keep it simple. Okay. Never miss to mention your total and relevant experience. Many times when I refer, or when many people are telling me that when they get resume for referral, they don't even mention the total experience. They just mention the experience where they have worked. So you need to understand, recruiters won't have that much time that they sit and calculate the experience you have through your duration or something. It's always good if you just put your total and relevant experience on top of your resume when you are writing your name or location, or maybe when you're starting the summary, and you can make it bold. So from there only shortlisting starts. So if you are already eligible, then many times I've seen recruiters don't even see consider the resume if total or relevant experience is not mentioned. So try to add total and relevant experience. Most of the people is doing, but still if you're not doing that, start adding total and relevant experience and bold it. It's good if it is bold. Try to add as much as important keyword as possible on your resume rather than keeping it generic. So many times I've seen a resume where they don't mention what type of work, what type of skills they have, just generically mention they are ServiceNow developer or something related to development, or more of a functional thing. So recruiter is not a ServiceNow developer. He or she may not be aware of all the things. So they are just sometimes given some JD or some keywords So they just search for some keywords, and if it is not present, your resume is rejected. So don't wait that your resume will be shortlisted and during your interview will say, because many companies may have a specific requirement. Some may be looking for portal expert, some may be looking for integration expert, or some module specific expert. So whatever key skills you have, your modules, your key skills, if you are good in portal integrations or third party, through which third party you have done UI builder, UI path, whatever you have done, just mention it as much as keywords possible. Okay, no need to hide anything. It's not like every time recruiter will ask you that mention something apart from your resume and you hide it just to find the answer. There is hundreds of things you can say. So for resume shortlisting, try to add as much as keywords. If you are using abbreviation, try to mention their full form. So many times you may be using just some short form, CSM, ITSM. So some modules are common. So recruiters who may be hiring commonly may be aware, but some modules maybe not so common, like CSM or SPM or something like that, which recruiter may not be aware. So it's good if you're writing, like for example, CSM. So you can mention in bracket customer service management. So if a recruiter is aware of customer service management, he will be aware that, okay, CSM is nothing but a customer service management. So it's good if you start adding the full form also. Then never try to limit your resume 1 to 2 page. Many times I've seen that in to limit your resume page to 1 or 2 pages, candidates miss very important keywords. So it's nowhere it is a rule or no limitation that you have to add everything in 1 or 2 page. It's good to have a means limited, try to limit it to 4 or 5 page, but there is no restriction. Even if you work lots of things and you have lots of projects, let it go even 9 page, 10 page, not an issue. I also have prepared 7, 8 pages resume and it has helped me. It's never got rejected just because of the limit of the page. Okay, then prepare the resume in the order of most important topic to least important. Many times randomly people just mention education in the top, certification, then project and all. So try to arrange it in a most important to least important order. So first name, email, phone number should be on top, which is very important for referral or direct hire or whatever. Without this, no one will be able to refer you or process your profile. Relevant experience, this could be on top or first point of profile summary, your profile summary. So you can prepare a 1 page or a half page profile summary where module and whatever skills you have, and then you can have a technical skills. So just a table or point wise you can mention what is your primary skills, what is your secondary skills, extra skills. If you have something, you can mention that. Then your work experience. So payroll company, try to mention your payroll company. Many times if you are third party payroll and you mention client in your work experience, and during your documentation if it doesn't matches, so there are lots of conflict may happen. Sometimes your profile may go on hold, sometimes delay may happen. So try to add payroll company, obviously, because at the end document you have to submit. So no issue in mentioning your payroll company, your designation, your duration, and your location, which is optional. You don't need to mention, but you can mention if you are looking for same location, and your team size, your job profile instead of designation in work experience. Sorry, I'm asking. Okay, then coming to project. So in project, mention your client industry. It's not required to mention your client name, which is maybe sometimes confidential, but at least you can mention the industry, like either manufacturing, e-commerce, automobile, so telecom. So those industries you can mention, company name, where you have done this project, duration, job profile, team size, skills used, or modules which you have used. Then you can come with your certification and courses. Sorry, I missed to add education. So you after certification and course, you can add your education, which is also important. So add your degree, Okay, and no need to mention 10 12 because if you are not a fresher, if you are a fresher you can add, but as for experienced person, last or all the graduation, undergraduation and post graduation is enough. 10 12 is not required. And just a small disclaimer, one liner, just to show that it is the end of your resume. If you wish, you can add personal experience, personal details also, but that's not required. One second. Yes, coming to what to prepare for interview. So firstly, prepare your resume. So you should be prepared your resume. No, not a single thing should be extra in your resume, and try to not exclude anything from the resume. So first prepare resume because your interview will be conducted based on your resume. So your resume should not include anything which you are not aware or not prepared. If you are adding in resume, prepare it before interview. So be prepared with your resume. Recently only I have taken one interview where person have added so many modules and so many skills and all, but during the interview he mentioned by mistake he added, he was not aware, or he has not worked, or he has worked very 2 to 3 years back, he don't remember. So it gives a very bad impression. So there and there your impression goes down. So try to prepare your resume, prepare your project. So whatever project you have worked, so if not in first round, second round, most of the companies will ask to explain you your projects which you have worked. So prepare your project. So this is only the thing where you should be more confident to answer about the project. So I would suggest that better note down some 4 or 5 liners for all the projects. So whenever someone asks you, you have that in your mind. Okay, no matter whether it is your latest project or oldest, prepare for all the projects. If worked on any project personally on PDI, prepare them also. So if you have done any POC, or sometimes you want to learn, like many people are working on chat GPT integration nowadays in PDI. So include that also as your personal learning, and you can prepare that also. So that gives a very good impression of self learning. So those also you should prepare. Okay, as a developer, so most of you must be preparing for developers, so your focus should be more on a platform level technical skills rather than module. Obviously you should be prepared for your primary module, but technical skills are important. If you are expert in module also, but you are not able to answer technical things which by business rule or script include or ACL, you won't be selected. So as a developer, your technical skills related to platform should be more important. We have selected so many people, but technical skills are strong, module may be not that much good or average, that is okay. But people with expert in module but not able to tell some basic scenario based questions, hardly companies will select. Or if they select also, there may be chances that they may be put into other than developer role, maybe testing, support or something. So if you are going for proper development role, focus main on technical skills. Okay, all prepare your primary modules. As I mentioned, also plan to learn an extra module if did not get chance to work on multiple modules, especially if you are 3 to 4 year experience. So many times people give a reason that why they want to change. They say that I did not get in 4 years I did not get chance to work apart from ITSM. But when we ask them that, okay, what you have prepared yourself, they are not able to tell. In ServiceNow, everything is online, at least if not practical hands-on. There are no now learning courses, YouTube videos, product document is there, and so many online free courses are there. So if you are saying that thing that even in 4 years you haven't done any self-learning, then it gives a very bad impression. So at least plan to learn something basics, fundamentals also for new modules. So when you say that I did not get a chance, but I have basic understanding, it gives a good impression. Okay, and for 3 years, at least 3 to 4 years, that is, I would recommend that don't stick to one module. Till 3 years, it is okay if you are working on one module and portal integration and technical skills, but after that, add some modules. Then be up to date on latest features. So for example, if you are aware that nowadays companies are less using workflows and they're moving more towards flow designers. So try to focus more on flow designers. So if even if you don't know workflow, it may go go, no problem. But flow designer, you should be aware, because it's not like a new feature. It is already 2 years plus flow designer is introduced, and so many features. Many companies are moving their workflows to flow designer, and who knows that maybe in few years ServiceNow may depreciate it. So if new implement in any project, if you are working, you will notice that new implementation, if you do, it starts in flow designer, not in workflow. So be up to date in latest features. It is just an example of workflow, but there are so many things like integration are now moving to integration hub, old UI or next UI. So these kind of thing, latest features, start learning. Okay, be ready to answer scenario based question. Many times people are prepared basic questions, what is this, how it works and all, but when they are given some scenarios, some code to write, or some scenarios they are given that this is my requirement, how will you achieve it? So you should be prepared to answer different scenario based questions. So topic by topic you can focus on scenario based questions, so that you should be able to answer. Okay, so and provide script verbally or on screen. So many companies may ask you to tell the script verbally, or some may ask you to share the screen and write the script in notepad or maybe in your personal instance. So be prepared. Your glide record is something which is very common developers use. So you should be aware of the syntax of glide record, or some commonly used functions: get mandatory, get read only, set workflow false. So those commonly used functions or APIs syntax, you should be aware, so that you are prepared to answer it verbally or on screen. Okay, prepare best practice, which is very important. Most of the company I have seen, or even as an interview, we ask this question that what is best practice. And sometimes when this we ask you to write a script or scenario based question, there also it's not just the code we check that the code you are telling or writing, that there also you are following the best practice or not. So try to prepare best practice, and whenever you are showing something or giving answer something like variables, if you are writing gr, so it's not a best practice. So even when you're writing a code, where avoid writing where gr, use where inc or whatever is the relevant variable you would consider in that scenario. Okay, then cloning and upgrade activity. So see, cloning and upgrade is very common in all the projects. So at least not in 6 months, but every company or every client must be upgrading or cloning their instances very frequently, maximum 1 year. So if in 2 years experience also, many times if you are telling that no, my client didn't did any cloning or upgrading, or I was not part of that, it may not give a good impression. Because you, even if you're not cloning or upgrading, you as a developer, there are some activities you need to follow, like taking a backup, release notes, or some regression testing. So those, every person is part of that. So try to avoid telling that I'm not aware. If you're not aware, if you didn't get a chance, at least try to prepare. And some javascripting, common string array sorting, or these kind of common things, or some common functions which is used in ServiceNow related to JavaScript, like parseint, split, trim, toString, is index of. There are so many functions which we commonly use, same as JavaScript. So try to learn some basic JavaScripting also. Then if possible, I would suggest that go for mock interview with someone who is senior or expert before applying for job, or going for real interview. So I've seen many people, like, because I've also done that. When first time I wanted to apply for a job, so just I applied in few companies just to get the experience, to know what questions they ask. And in that thing, I've lost good opportunities, because I was not able to apply in those companies again. And so just to get that experience, and obviously you will not get a feedback also, how good you did, what all things you have to prepare. So instead of wasting that opportunity, you can go for mock interviews who are senior. If you have a good connection with someone senior than you, or someone on your LinkedIn, on your connection, who may be there to help you with your mock interview, or someone is taking those mock interview session and all, you can ask them to take a mock interview for you, or you can have that session where they will give you a feel of what type of questions are asked. Also upfront you will get the feedback, So you don't have to waste the opportunity. Can I mute once? Oh, thank you. Okay. Any doubt till here? Anyone wants to ask anything?
Anubhav, in chats as well, we have some of the questions. Gagan, please confirm if candidates can ask the question right now or at the end of the session.
Yeah, as Anubhav is comfortable, we can do that. Anubhav, if you have some questions now, we can have it. You can maybe you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. What is that?
Yes. Let me just read also someone. So one question, how one can find scenario based question, as we will get only when have actual worked on it. So as through this session now Gurukul also, as we mentioned, right, this is one of our agenda where we will be sharing some real life scenarios and some interview questions also. So there you can go through those scenario based questions. And I always, whenever someone comes, I always tell that, see, you have PDI, you have uh, yourself, so many client scripts are there, so you can just try to change it or have a good connection with your seniors who have actually working in the project. So what type of requirements they are getting, those you can try to implement. Sometimes if you are not aware, suppose if you are not even working as a developer, but if you are working as a support also, you can see, compare from your personal instance to your client instance, that what functionality is different. So that functionality is nothing but a scenario only where this can be a requirement. Try to implement that in your PDI, or for interviews if you want, through Now Gurukul, we will, as Gagan mentioned, that is also one of our agenda, that we will be sharing some real life scenarios where you will be. And through this one I mentioned, like mock interviews, if you go through some mock interviews, there also the person may be asking some scenario based questions. Seniors who are there, they can put some scenario based questions. So these things we will be sharing if you are active with our Now Gurukul. So the scenario based questions, we will have a plan where we will be preparing, all the seniors including me will prepare some scenario based questions which will help you in interviews. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, this question was asked to me, what are the things we need to do before and before and after upgrade? So as I mentioned, like before and after upgrade, so see, I may not, this may not be the right time, but I can just tell you that you can search online, but before upgrade is something like you should be aware of new release notes. So if you're working on particular module, so as a developer or tester, you should be aware of new features. After upgrade, that you need to test that whatever requirement was implemented are working properly or not. New features which are there are having any impact or not. Upgrade, after upgrade, if you are aware that there are some upgrade history where you have to check whether you have to skip the changes, accept the changes. So there are lots of activities which is required to do. If you just Google now, you will get a product document link where before and after upgrade activities and before and after cloning activities you will get. Okay. How to be consistently in learning new technology. See, technology I won't say, but in ServiceNow, obviously, like if you are new to ServiceNow, so many new things are keep coming. So you can just if you are active on LinkedIn now, I've seen that people post new functionalities. So many people are there who post some new enhancements or some new features, some new properties, some new plugin. So you can start exploring those things. Now learning, if you are access of Now Learning, the regularly some new functionalities are coming, some new courses are coming. So you can start adding those learnings through your Now Learning portal also, and also new features upgrade. So there are so many things. I guess UiPath, workspace is there, virtual agent, performance analytics is there, the PI is there, agent intelligence is there. So many things are still there which we are not aware. So which is already upgraded. So try to add learn new upgrade release notes are there. So if you know that everything about Tokyo, start learning about Uta release, what new features came. So many new modules. ServiceNow is having 100 plus modules. We may not be expert in every, but if you think that you can learn something, you can learn from there. And if you want to learn particular module, like if you are not you are working on ITSM, you want to learn HRSD, so you can just pick one module, and from YouTube you can check some videos. HR fundamental now learning courses there, you can start there. You can install your plugin in your PDI, and then whatever activities are shown in your now learning course or your product document, you can start implementing in your PDI. So there you will get to know. And sometimes only if you are aware of out of box functionality also, that should be enough. You don't have to go too deep on customization, but out of box state flow processes features also should be enough to know. Okay, how can I join as a fresher in ServiceNow without taking any certification? See, certification may be an added advantage, but I personally would say that it's not mandatory. People, even the experience of fresher, are joining companies without certification. Most important is your skills. So according to the market demand, your skills should be having good. So if you are whatever plan we have for this Now Gurukul or courses, whatever you have hands-on experience, personal in your PDI, prepare some small projects, do an end-to-end project implementation. So through that, you can show your actual projects in your resume, and then you can start applying as a fresher with hands-on experience. Just through theoretical, you may not be able to get as join as a fresher, but you should have some practical. Obviously the opportunity may be less, but you should be ready to grab it. There may be many companies who keep hiring freshers time to time, so you should be prepared, because you may be having just a basic knowledge, but there may be someone who have hands-on experience and have certification also, if free, if not at least some hands-on experience, are able to answer scenario based questions and all. So you should also be in that position. Okay, then if we are looking for domain change, what kind of issue we might face while applying for job? So if you're moving from some domain to ServiceNow, so one thing which you will obviously face is your relevant experience. So most of the company may not be able to give you a chance without relevant experience. So in that situation, I would suggest that try to switch the domain in within the same company. Try by applying through first have some, if possible, certification. If not, these, as I mentioned, like as a what you want to apply as a fresher, have some personal projects and all, learn about it, do some uh, unpaid certification courses like Udemy courses or your company portal ServiceNow related courses or something, and try to convince your manager, delivery manager, or maybe your HR that you want to change the domain and all. If still they are not accepting, that they are not ready, then you can look for domain change in the new company. But try to, there also you may have to learn more, like at least try to have the skills according to market, and
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ
50
ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ನಿಂಗೆ
at least 40 to 50% of your total experience. Okay, okay, then let me hold the questions for now and I'll continue with the session. Okay, this is done. 1 second. Okay, so interview preparation and tips. So be prepared for your introduction in proper sequence. So this is something which every company, whether first round, second round, third round, this is common. Everyone will definitely ask. So this should be your by heart thing. So introduction, you should be aware by heart everything. So sometimes I've seen that people don't by heart and randomly tell something and then something. So in a proper sequence with your name, your education, and how you started your career, what all uh, domains or projects you have worked in, one liner projects, no need to give too detailed certifications you have done, and some extra curricular activity or something if you are involved, you can mention those. Okay, short and crisp, no need to elaborate too much. Okay, then never try to answer definition. Sometimes it may not be so frequently, but sometimes I've seen that person answer from the product document or from book or from site, any
Sorry,
random
guys.
definition. So instead of answering definition, prepare it from actual with example, try to answer with example in your own words. So just don't tell the bookish language. It's not an exam or something. Prepare with example, explain what is that business rule or client script or whatever is asked. Okay. If not aware or not prepared about the question asked, don't try to manipulate interviewer. See, person who is taking an interview will be knowing all the answers. So no need to, it's not like a viva that anything randomly you say and you may get a score or something. But here person is an expert who is taking your interview. So if you're not aware of something or you haven't worked on it, just straightforward say you're not aware or never worked, or unfortunately didn't get a chance to explore but would look to explore it, like that. Because many times even if you are giving right answer to 70% of the questions, but if you are giving wrong answer to rest 30%, the chances of getting rejection increases, because it gives a very bad impression, because no one is asking a perfect person. So even 70 to 80%, if you are able to answer with confidence, it's good. If you're saying no to the question, because I've also in my past followed this, and many times from interviewer I have got this feedback that this is a very good thing, that if you don't know, you directly say you are not aware, which you know properly. So focus only on the thing which you know. No need to give a confusion. I'm not sure, but this may be the answer, or I'm not sure, like that. Just directly tell that if you're not confident, sorry, I'm not confident enough for this question, or I haven't worked on it. Okay. Try to prepare your answer crisp and simple. Never try to elaborate or exaggerate too much. As I mentioned, like keep your answers one liner, two liner, explain with simple examples so that it gives a good impression. No need to elaborate or exaggerate any small things. So there only the impression is gone, even if you know the answer. Okay. Focus on your confidence and communication. So if technically how expert you are doesn't matter if you are not able to show your confidence or communication in the interview, because this is a very important key factor for rejection or selection. Not even just second round, in first round also. So even as a first round panel also, we have to see confidence and communication should be good, because tomorrow you will be communicating with clients, seniors, everyone. Okay. Try to join on or before time. So if there is a schedule, so at least try to join 1 minute or 2 minutes before interviewer. If you see that you may get late, or you already have a call, like your interview is scheduled at 4 and you are having a call which may extend 5 or 10 minutes, so just inform the recruiter through chat or through mail or through call that uh, due to some call you may be joining 10 minutes late, so that the interviewer don't have to join the call and wait for you for 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. Always try to join from laptop. If you, it's good if you try to join from laptop, because you may be asked to share your screen to write the code to implement some functionality, and if possible try to join through headphones so that some background noise or some distraction may not be there. Okay. And this is very important, that never miss to ask query at the end of the interview. Many people who are not confident enough, they don't ask. There are so many things you can ask, like what is a work culture, tell about the work culture, what modules you will be working or companies are having, certification, what type of support certification companies give, feedback for yourself. Many times you can ask directly the feedback also. In during my interview also, many people ask, and upfrontly I've given feedback to them. So it's not accept or reject, but some feedback like what area of improvement or what things he or she is good on. So you can ask the feedback, roles or responsibility for that particular job profile, and so many things, fun activities, anything, so many questions are there you can ask. So never miss to answer, even if it is if even if the interview was not good, at least ask something. Okay. I think okay. So how to apply for job? So I would always recommend that LinkedIn is more preferred than Naukri, because there you will have a good. Nowadays, many companies are. I have seen that not even post the job openings in Naukri. They post it on LinkedIn or through referrals. Because generally, when you have only one or two openings, recruiter try to get it through referral, so they don't have to go for the expenses of sharing on Naukri or any job portal and all. So many times you will get the openings which is not there in any portal, but through post or through job post of LinkedIn you will get. So obviously have Naukri profile also, but it is more preferred. So never miss this. Don't just rely on Naukri. Have LinkedIn profile, keep it updated. Okay, and through LinkedIn jobs and through post also try to get the job opening. So there you will get you can apply for job referrals, you can ask for companies. Okay, keep your LinkedIn profile updated, as I mentioned, with pictures, headline about experience, skills. Many times I am sure in this audience also there may be many people who may not be having either picture, who may not be having proper headline, about maybe missing, skills may not be in a proper order. So try to, if you're actually actively looking for a job, have these things properly updated and enable your job preference for all LinkedIn members to stop to show open to work on profile picture. Okay, so if you are aware, if you are active on LinkedIn, you must be aware that when you start applying for job and you are actively looking, in your image there green color hashtag comes, which shows that you are looking for a job. So if you are actively looking, enable that for all LinkedIn members so that this hashtag comes on your profile picture. So even without opening your profile, from your comments or your recommendation or your post, people may know that, okay, this person is actually looking for a job. Okay, try for referral for opening rather than applying directly. So this is my personally, I've seen that many times if I've applied for a company directly on their website, uh, I may not have got that much responses more compared to referral. So if you are seeing there is an opening in a company, go copy that job ID or details or link, and if you have a good connection of from that company in your LinkedIn, if you can just quickly check if there is no referral, no company, no person to refer, we are also there. You can check someone from us also who may help you to get a referral. So if you get, otherwise if no option, then go for direct apply. Keep checking with your connections from LinkedIn domain for from different companies if their companies hiring. So from your connections, so if you have a good connections on LinkedIn, or keep adding the connections on LinkedIn, so you can check with them that are they having opening in their company, or they can check with the recruiters and they can refer you. Okay, as I mentioned many times, company may not be posting in portals, so there may be happening that they are in process of one or two candidate, and if you are interested, if they refer you, they may not need to post on portal and your profile can be selected. Okay, keep updating your job portal profile regularly. So especially in Naukri, I've seen that they filter out with last updated, same like we have updated sorting in ServiceNow, they also do in Naukri. So if you keep updating your every 2 or 3 days or every week, if you keep updating your Naukri, no need to change something, just click on save, so that at least it shows that updated today. So your profile will have a more preference. Okay, so keep updating your job profile portal regularly and keep those profile fully updated with all keywords, with as much as, so not just resume, but the keywords which you're using, try to add it in your about section of LinkedIn, and also profile summary of Naukri or Shine or any job portal you are using. Okay, this is very important, where I want to emphasize more that apply only if you're eligible. Okay, no, never, I would recommend that don't apply if you're not eligible. Like if many times you must have seen that company are asking that they require someone who is experienced in ITOM or who is experienced in HRSD. If you are not aware, if you are not having experience, or even skills, don't apply, because anyway 99% your profile will be rejected. And what will happen that there is a good chances that in next 6 months your profile may not be able to refer. And suppose within 15 or 20 days or within a month, company again come with another opening that now we want general service now developer or maybe ITSM module. So there, if you try to again refer, it will show that your profile is already referred or something like that. So you may miss that good opportunities. So try to apply only if you see that at least 70 to 80% is eligible, especially in case of your module experience or notice period. So small deviation may work, but not too much. Like the opening is for 4 years and you have 3.7, 3.8 years. Some company may allow if you are immediate joiner on some, all the skills are matching, but it's not like requirement is 5 years and you are 3 years and you are applying. So no use of it. So that's a waste of opportunity even for future. So else you may lose good opportunity. So before I'll come to that point also in next slide, maybe next to next slide, that why I'm saying that how you can know. Okay, but try to avoid it. No job is applied by providing comments. So many times you must have seen in LinkedIn, people just to get the follow or like or comment, they just say that we are having some this opening, if you are interested just put comment interested. This will never give you any job. Just a small vote. I wanted to see that anyone who has got a job after just putting interested in the comment. Can someone raise hand who have got till now just by commenting interested in LinkedIn post? I don't see a single. So that's what I'm sure no one have got a job. So never go for the he or she will say that if you are interested, DM me or give a number or contact detail or a link to apply. But if a person is just saying that follow me or put interested or put your email ID, those are just scam. Okay, so ignore those. Okay, and this is also one of the most important part, like when applying through email. So you may be applying through many companies like a referral or something through email. Provide proper subject, body and resume with proper file name. So many times in my company opening comes and people are just sharing their resume randomly. No subject is resume or subject is service now or something randomly. Okay, no body, nothing is mentioned in the body. Resume file name is my resume or Anubhav resume, final resume. How will I know if I download and 4 days later I remember that okay, one person sent me resume? How will I find that? So try to have a proper file name. Just for example, see, I always put my resume file name like this: Anubhav Ritolia, 7 years, 7 years, 4 month experience, service now resume. So many things you can know from here: my full name, my experience, my domain, my what is the document, what is the type of the document. So if someone is downloading also and after 2 months also, if they remember and this just search in their folder now, even if they search service now or if they remember my name, if they search Anubhav, they will be able to find my resume. So that is very important. So because many times I have also faced that sometimes many resume comes on Friday or Thursday, and due to my workload I was not able to refer them, and by Monday when I try to refer them, it's difficult to find the resume of some person. So who have a proper file name, I refer them. So try to have, and also proper subject. Body, I would say that no need to write story. Many times for job profile, I have seen people are writing full big stories. We are, especially in case of referrals, and no need. No one referral person is not going to read your body. So in body, just keep your specific important thing like your total experience, relevant experience, your key modules, your notice period, your preferred location, uh, your salary expectations, just general point to point. No need to write a story. I am this thing. I am very keen to join your company and all that you can do when you are sending a mail to a recruiter. But especially in case of referral, no need to write those things. Okay, and subject also very specifically that application for ServiceNow developer role in so and so company. So it's easy to find the resume from the subject. It's easy. So try to have that practice. Okay, I think very small, two very small things are left. Okay, sorry, I think if it's going out time. Before applying for job, do small research about current market demand. So don't just start looking for job, even if 1 or 2 days or 3 days you are spending, just do a small research what is in the market. Okay, an average salary of your skills. So now people may be having a doubt that how to do a small research. Nothing, just open LinkedIn jobs or Naukri jobs, Shine jobs, anywhere, search for the job, collect all the job descriptions and see what is very common in all those job descriptions, what skills commonly most of the companies are asking. So you will understand that what is the current market demand, which module or which skills are currently companies asking. You will just a small example, if I gave like most of the time you will see that companies are now asking flow designers instead of workflow. So those things, or maybe some non-ITSM modules or anything, portals experts. So if you want just example that you can do a small research by gathering some job descriptions and just seeing that what are the common things which are on demand. Okay, average salary, obviously there is no easy way, but if you have a good connections with different person, different friend, you can know that okay, at 4 years experience who is getting how much package, who is switching, what skills they have. So according to the market, if they have a correct skills, how much companies are paying. Or you can ask for the experts, you can ask me, Gagan, anyone. We may not be able to give you exact amount or something, but somewhere on the range where you will be aware that how much, at least minimum, the market you can get, because market keep changing. So before COVID market demand was something else, during COVID something else, now also something else. So it depends on market, it won't be always same. Always try to have a salary expectation discussion before interview. So I'm sure many people who have gone through interviews have seen that some MNCs, or most of the MNC, I would say that they schedule interviews and all, 3 round, 2 round, 3 round. They also take all the documents, and after that during the HR discussion they do the salary discussion, and then many times they just reject that, oh sorry, we don't have a budget, we cannot proceed further. So it's a waste of time for candidate as a you and interview panel. So try to have, if in any interviews going to schedule, just request them that at least we can have an expectation to know that whether the company have that much budget or not. Because if they don't have, or it's waste of time, waste of opportunity. So it's always preferred to have that discussion before time. Okay, so that during the interview, after interview, there is something to say that this was my expectation, and accordingly the interview was scheduled. So it becomes easy to negotiate there. Okay, try to provide simple point of, many people may have a different view here, but my view is that try to provide simple point of expected amount rather than range. See, the because personally also, when you give a range, for example, if you say that 10 to 12, so recruiter will maximum time recruiter will consider lowest amount only 10. Many, because I have seen that recruiter or HR firms and all, they have to put one value when they ask you, and they send it to the management or higher recruiters. They don't put the range, they put the single value. It may not be through mail, it may be through a system or something, and system will not be accepting range. The system may be expecting just a single value. So if you're telling 10 to 12, they will put 10, or they may put 11. So 12 will never go. So obviously, and if even if they are putting the range, it means you are negotiable, and then they try to put you during the discussion 10. So if it's always, I would recommend that go for single point of expected amount, and then make that as a maximum, and then try to do some negotiation. Okay, if your expected salary is not much negotiable, request them to schedule interview only if they have that much budget. So suppose you are expecting something, and you have already expected according to the negotiation, you are not ready, or you think that what you are expecting is according to the market demand, according to your skills, and it's not too much, and going below that may not be a good decision. So you can just mention them that only schedule interview if they have a budget. If no, then again same what point two I have mentioned, it will go. So if you are able to negotiate, or if they are having budget, then only go for schedule interview. Rest totally upon your decision how you want to proceed. Do check whether the company salary structure is totally fixed or include variable also, and then negotiate. So many times you may be negotiating on CTC, but company may have fixed value or very include variables. Some companies, you may be aware, are also nowadays having 15 to 20% variable, and in case some recession come or something, company is not performing good, but you are performing good, so you may not be getting that variable fully, or obviously variables are taxable. So it becomes easy to negotiate if you know that okay, they already have a variable, chances of getting the 100% variable may not be that much, so you can may not need to negotiate too much. But if it is totally fixed, maybe you can negotiate little better. So it helps you during the negotiation if you are already aware, or you can ask the recruiter. Okay, try to justify your expected salary with your current skills, market demand, and any other extra skills you have which may benefit the company or practice. So many times recruiter may ask that we won't be able to give you this much, why are you expecting so much, I don't think this is justifiable and all. So you mention them what all skills you have, what is the market demand, how much currently people are getting above this also, if you are joining the company, what benefit you may be coming up with, some extra skills, like if you are part of some initiatives like this, or part of some meetups, or you are doing something, you have YouTube channel, or you a rising star or MVP, something which may bring some benefit to the company or some practice, or you have a good chances of bringing the client or something, so you can mention them. Even if they are not okay, then coming to fourth point, you can schedule according and budget. Okay, this also learn to say no if they try to offer you much below the average salary according to the current market. So for example, your current city is 6 LPA, and the skills you have according to market is 14 to 16 LPA is the range people are getting, 14 to 18. But some company may tell that you have 6 LPA max to max, we can give you 50% hike. Many company have seen that rather than market demand, they focus more on what is your current CTC. So if you are already underpaid and they are still focusing more on that, you can say no to them, that no, getting 8 or 9 won't make, because many times you know that it is already below demand. So there is a good chances that if you are get out in 6, you are getting an offer of 8.5 or 9. When you put the offer, when you put the resignation, the same company may retain you also. So obviously, if you are looking for a job, you would be looking for a package where your current company will also not be able to retain, and it is according to the market. So you can say no. And this I personally experienced that when I have said no in such a situation, because I have faced this, so they start increasing the amount, or to some extent they negotiate. So if you are saying no to 9, then they may case of MNCs or some companies where I may have applied in past. From even if not searching. So it may happen that you may not be looking for a job now, but maybe in future you may look. So till that time you can keep adding the connections from different companies in your LinkedIn, so that when you start looking for a job, that time they may help you with your referrals. So keep connecting. This thing is also I've added that avoid providing any ID proof document or detail like PAN or Aadhaar number for scheduling interview. Many companies, especially in case of third party or contractor, I've seen that they ask you for to share PAN card and Aadhaar number and all, and then they don't come back. So you may never know through call who is fake or something, and they can misuse it. So till now, I don't know the reason to share PAN card or Aadhaar number. Generally, you can share it once your profile is shortlisted, your offer is in process, and they want documentation. During the documentation, you can share, but try to avoid. But if it is not possible without it, you are getting it through a mail, through a genuine company recruiter email ID and all, you can check, then maybe you can provide. But through calls or through some third party or something, I would prefer to avoid it. Okay, then when having multiple offers and confused where to join, so many times it has happened that you may have multiple offers, you're not sure where to join. Maybe sometimes company may be giving same package also. So just try to compare salary structure. Maybe your CTCs are same in 2 or 3 company, but the in hand may be different. So try to understand salary structure. If your salary is your deciding factor, you go for what would be the in-hand salary, work culture, work recognition, how company are recognizing, how would be your learning and certification. So you can check what level of partner company is. So so you will know that if it is a good partner, premium, elite and all. So when ServiceNow is providing free vouchers and all, there you will get a benefit. Or if company is already giving reimbursement, so this may also be a, so depend on person to person. You can check opportunity to work on multiple modules. If you see that one company is giving opportunity to work on multiple modules and one is giving specific module which you may not be interested, so this can also, you can check job security, take reviews from existing and ex-employees. So just don't take reviews from existing employees, but try to take from old employees who may have been left the company within a year, to get an idea that what may be the reason to leave, or is it just a personal reason or review. And then this is last part, that be aware of important government laws and rights in favor of employee. So there are lots of government laws and rights in favor of employee which can help you. So many people during my sessions or during my calls, people was not aware. For example, there are some laws related to termination of an employer, layoff. So there are some laws where if a company is terminating or laying off employee without any proper reason, they have to pay some amount, or there is some duration prior they have to inform. So many things are there, so you should be aware of. So if you see that something is not going uh, you with you from your employer, just first thing check that is there any law which is against it, or is it according to the law. And if something comes, I would always prefer or recommend that when something in your employer is giving you something, or new employer, try to have it through mails or document. Avoid, because through calls is not professional. Many times things may be told to you on call and they are not documented, and you may face issues. It's not just related to these things, but during your work also, some critical changes you are doing, some, for example, you are backing out updates which is not recommended, but it was told by your manager or platform architect or someone, have it through a mail. Because tomorrow if he left the organization or he left the project and new person asks, who told you to do that, where is the proof? So you may not be in a trouble. So try to do those things. Okay, now I think it's thank you, I done on this. Now let me take the
Thank you
question.
so much, Anubhav, for, you can maybe stop sharing your screen if possible.
Yes, Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much, Anubhav, for such a long session. I know it takes a lot of energy to do that, and much more than that, it takes a lot of dedication and enthusiasm. So I really appreciate the sum. I would like to open this floor for the Q&A session because I know mostly people will be having that in their mind. Okay, and also we have this is something which Anubhav has shared from his experience. You might agree or disagree. That's a different fact. Okay, and of
Yes.
course we can also discuss on the few parts. Okay, what is right, what is wrong, like Anish is there. There are many people in the house who will be, more experienced than us in terms of industry, right? So maybe we can have an open debate on that, on open discussion, I would say, in a positive manner for sure. So those who have questions now, maybe you can unmute yourself. You can ask the questions from.
Yeah, good evening, Anubhav.
Yeah, hi Pankaj. Good evening.
I just say one thing. I just first open my case that 1 year ago you schedule a meeting in LinkedIn, and I just gone through that, and within I think 15 or 20 days I got a job in CTS. So that was totally beneficial for like us type of students or the employees. So that is totally your dedication, and thanks you all team for supporting us and guiding us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for the feedback,
I think
Pankaj.
again I will change to next organization soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Any more? Can you unmute, and because it's so many questions, Sarthak or Gagan, if you have read any questions which we can.
Yes, Anubhav, I must say that one question was there like um, many times we come across challenge when we have to related to the notice period thing, right? 30
Yes.
days, 60 days, 90 days. So could you please guide the candidates that how can they actually handle this thing?
Yes. Actually, I was expecting, I haven't included it, but that is a very common thing. So I would recommend that go for never lie on notice period, because I have faced, means I've seen many of my connections who have faced this and lost the job where they have notice period of 90 days just to get the offer or something. They tell that they can join in 30 days, they get the offer and then resign. And now what happens? Obviously, the candidate, the company who has offered you, they are looking for immediate joiner who can join in 30 days. And suddenly, if you come and say that, no, I won't be able to join in 1 month, instead, I would be joining in 3 months. So there was a chances that, and I've seen many connections where they have cancelled the offer because they are looking for 1 month joiner. So only apply if you're eligible according to notice period. So I know people, because I was also working in MNC, I have also faced the issue of 90 days notice period. So if you have a 90 days notice period, there I can say that for to apply where big four companies and many product companies who may not be hiring for a particular project or something, but in general for the whole practice. So they keep hiring, and based on the time when you join, they will be putting you on the project. So if you are facing notice period issue, so 90 is maximum. So go for the companies who are already having 90 days, like IBM, Wipro, TCS, Accenture, or big four companies. Any companies you can apply, get the offer from them there, and then if you feel that it is not, and obviously sometimes it may happen that you may not be getting the expected from your first offer. And I believe that even recruiters expect the same, that there may be a good chances that this candidate can come for a revised offer later in future. So they keep that buffer, I've seen, so that when the person comes with a few 1 or 2 lakh extra demand, they have that much buffer budget and they offer that. So, and if you are having 90 days or 60 days offer letter in, companies are saying that no, we want may joiner, so don't apply, because tomorrow you may be going into notice period, and there may, because of any reason, and when that opportunity come to you, you are immediate joiner, then you may not be able to join. So if only, that's what I mentioned, in apply only when you are eligible, notice period also. And obviously it may take time because first time when you switch it to get a first offer or to get an offer, but you have to be patient in that case. Okay.
Okay. Am I audible, Anubhav?
Yes, you are already well.
Yeah, so I just need to go to somewhere, okay, next 2 minutes. So I'll be just input my uh, last remarks here, and you guys can continue the discussion for sure. Anubhav
Okay,
has
sure.
covered most of the points, okay. But the one thing I also would like to highlight here, see, most of the people, see, I am also a panelist from Infosys side, and there are many people out there who takes interviews. Everybody wants job. Everybody wants good jobs, good packages. Everything is there, right? But we don't focus on how you're going to get that. We don't focus on the knowledge. People keep pinging from morning to evening that I am a fresher, give me a job, give me a job. Are you eligible to do some work to do that? So first you need to think that where do your skills lies? Why somebody will pay you to do some job, right? So you need to be eligible for that. That is one thing I need to focus on your knowledge. Okay, certifications doesn't matter, it's an add-on. Okay, I have 9 certifications of ServiceNow. To be very frank, if I go into some discussion, they ask me certain questions. If I am able to answer that, I know that. If not, then those certifications is a negative point for me, not a positive point,
Yes,
right?
correct.
It happens in my organization as well. My leaders have too much expectations from me. Okay, they expect that I will go into the project, I will just do a bang on thing out there, right? Because I have 9 certifications. So it's a balance is the key, right? So focus on your knowledge, I would like to say. You should thrive for certification. I'm not saying that you should not, but that is not the only thing which is going to give the success. So focus on the knowledge with this group, and there are a lot of initiatives that Anubhav told, right? Over LinkedIn, over ServiceNow provides too much of resources for free to learn that. If you have the right mentoring, if you have the right attitude, you're going to get the certainly that. Okay. So with that note, Anubhav and Sarthak, I'm going to take the leave from here today. You guys can continue the discussion to help the people if you have some time, and then we'll see you all next week for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gagan. Yeah. So as Gagan mentioned, like it's just find a answer to why should I hire you. Like if you are going for an interview and interviewer asks you that why should I hire you being a fresher, or I saw once some person ask if I have a 1 year gap. It doesn't matter. If you have the right skills, if you have the right confidence, you will get a job because you are given that opportunity. So it means you have now it's time for you to give prove them. So it's not like you are many times I've seen that person is saying that during the interview I was rejected because of this. No, you were given a chance to come to the interview. The person who is taking the interview has taken that effort. Now it's time you to prove them that why you, if you are coming in this interview, why you should be given that chance. What extra skills or what extra knowledge or confidence or something you have which you will bring to this project or this practice or company up, irrelevant what is your background, your gap or your skills. Okay. And certification, as I mentioned, it's not mandatory. I would because ServiceNow certifications cost a lot. So in those situations, I would always recommend, if it is free, go for it. Otherwise, go for learning. To be honest, I'll tell you frankly, I've failed 4 certification because I got it for free, but I haven't prepared it practically and all. I just went through with some basic learning and all, but I failed it. So it's of no use if you don't know the skills. And as I mentioned, as Gagan mentioned, in my interviews also, I have seen people have certifications and all filled in the resume, but basics only they are not able to answer.